Yes, sir, we're a great family, the John Does. We are the meek who are supposed to inherit the earth. You'll find us everywhere. We raise the crops, we dig the mines, work the factories, keep the books, fly the planes, and drive the buses. And when a cop yells, "Stand back there, you," he means us, the John Doe.
Whew, what a speech. That was Gary Cooper talking about America's forgotten men, or the John Does in the movie Meet John Doe. And this sort of speech sounds very familiar.
If you're willing to come and listen to me, I am willing to stay and listen to you. I'm going to shake your hand. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear your story. This is not about me. This is about you.
Notice how they don't believe they're anything special.
The masterpiece and the emotions of the song, it already exists within you.
What was I doing up there making a speech anyway? Me, huh?
You would think refusing to talk about one's own achievements or themselves would bring them less attention, but it doesn't. They become extremely famous instead. This is a paradox, or what I like to call a John Doe paradox, where one action has a completely contradictory effect. But how does this John Doe paradox occur? Before we take a look at how Oliver Anthony uses this John Doe paradox, let's look again at the film Meet John Doe for context. To quickly explain the film, a man named John Willoughby is a pitcher who retired from the farm leagues because of an arm injury. Because of this, he is an American nomad, a blue-collar man looking indefinitely for work. He then luckily happens to fall upon a casting opportunity to act as a John Doe for a newspaper column. This inevitably grows into radio appearances in clubs around the country based on the John Doe image. Through this, he becomes the symbol of the common men who were always ignored by the media.
And here we get to the fairy tale element of the lone individual, the common man, up against forces, but gradually somehow he's able to go through this crisis and through a kind of catharsis in which he is pilloried by these forces.
But we'll go over John Doe's struggle against the rich later. Throughout the course of the film, John runs away from this attention. He doesn't think he deserves fame, being the average guy, so to be praised to such a large extent seems false. Little does he know, the more he runs away from this fame, the more people rally behind him. Why is this? The more he is adamant on being undeserving of the fame, the more the common folk see themselves in John Doe. This is the paradox. By shying away from attention, he shows that he is just like the average worker, hence more attention. This scene shows how the John Doe paradox inspires the average man.
The voice you could have heard in the next county, I yelled, "Good morning, Mr. Smithers." Well, sir, you could have knocked me over with a feather. Old sourpuss turned around, surprised-like, and he put on a big smile, came over and took my hand like an old lodge brother, and he said, "Good morning, Hanson. I've been wanting to talk to you for years, only I thought you didn't like me." And then he started chatting away like a happy little kid, and he got so excited his eyes all lost. I'm talking too much.
Going back to our current time period, we see the same patterns in Oliver Anthony. He creates a song where he advocates for the common man.
North of Richmond.
This is very similar to John Doe's radio speech. And most importantly, they both rally against
the capitalistic forces. The rich people become the powerful and the villainous, so that you have much more a social and a moral texture.
The John Doe persona illuminates the true social divide in the country, the rich versus the poor, and the power of the press.
They're a big power. Power of the press. Wonderful power. Big power.
He will never praise the little guy too much, in fear that they might overthrow the current power structure. But unfortunately, in Meet John Doe, the paradox eventually comes to an end when businessmen and politicians can't use John's likeness for the corrupt personal reasons.
Why, your type's as old as history. If you can't lay your dirty fingers on a decent idea and twist it and squeeze it and stuff it into your own pocket, you slap it down. Like dogs, if you can't eat something, you bury it.
They tear him down, call him a fake.
John Doe's a fake!
And eventually he becomes a sham, made out to be a fake in front of his own people.
This thing's not working. Ladies and gentlemen,
But Oliver Anthony is a different case. Because of Twitter, he's not at the behest of large media corporations. Therefore, the more contracts and bigger venues he is offered, the more he can shy away with no impact on his reputation. Obviously, the music industry instantly wanted him to sell out.
And about all sorts of other things, the music industry and how dirty everything is. Like, it's worse than you think.
But Oliver Anthony hasn't budged. Therefore, his John Doe paradox continues. The more he keeps on singing the truth, maintains his humble character, the more people will be drawn to him.
And they will go up in smoke.
This was Costa Critique, and thank you so much for watching.